Morning students, in this video I shall discuss the excretion in plants and animals, how the different wastes are produced in case of plants and how these wastes are normally excreted from the body of the plant. In case of plants, normally the wastes are produced very slowly in comparison to the animals, and also the wastes which are produced in case of plants, these are smaller in amount, or it is small in amount. So that is why the excretion method also it is adopted in a slow way, or they are stored in the body. So that is why this, in case of plants, this excretion process is not so much important in comparison to the animals, and normally there is no specific excretory system or excretory organs present in case of plants. Then what are the important wastes which are produced inside the plant? The plants produce the different wastes which are normally, sometimes they are gaseous in nature, some wastes are solid in nature, and some wastes are liquid in nature. Now first of all, I shall discuss about the gaseous wastes which are produced in case of plants. Then what are the important gaseous wastes? The gaseous waste produced, these are the carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen. Now this carbon dioxide which is produced during the respiration process, and the respiration, as you know, going on always during day as well as during night. But whatever carbon dioxide produced during daytime, it is utilized for photosynthesis. So that is why during daytime that carbon dioxide is not discharged to the outside. But during night, what happens? The photosynthesis does not occur due to the absence of light. So that is why during night, normally the carbon dioxide is discharged from the plants through the stomata of the leaves. And the stomata, which are the most important organs, which are the tiny pores, present thousands in numbers in case of leaves, and they normally discharge the carbon dioxide during night. So that is why during night, what happens? Under the tree, the carbon dioxide concentration is higher in comparison to the daytime. Now, next important waste, that is the water vapor. And this water vapor, it is also produced by the process of respiration, and this respiration going on day and night, and these water vapors are continuously produced there inside the body of the plant. But this water vapor, normally these are utilized for the different purposes inside the body of the plant. But during daytime, the excess amount of carbon dioxide in the water is normally removed or discharged to the outside by the process of transpiration through the leaves. Now, this transpiration process is also helpful to create the transpiration pool for the movement of the water and mineral from the roots to the different parts of the plant. Now, this water vapor, that is why it is excreted out through the stomata of the leaves. Now, the another important waste product, which is the oxygen, and this oxygen is produced during photosynthesis. Of course, it cannot be called as the waste because it is a metabolic byproduct of the photosynthesis, but it is not actually a waste. But this oxygen is utilized for the process of respiration during the daytime when they are produced by the process of photosynthesis. But some amount may be discharged to the outside and exchanged through the stomata. Now during the daytime, when the rate of photosynthesis is normally higher or faster, at the time more amount of oxygen is produced. So that is why it access to the use of respiration. So that is why this oxygen is normally removed to the outside or discharged to the outside or exchanged to the outside through the stomata of the leaves as well as through the lenticels of the stems. So that is why these lenticels and the stomata are the most important organs for the excretion of the gaseous waste from the body. So the leaves which contains the thousands of stomata, and each plant they contain thousands of leaves. So that is why the exchange occurs through the leaves of the plant as well as through the lenticels of the stem. Now, the solid wastes are also produced in case of plants, and this solid waste, the most common example, the raphides, and these raphides are normally stored in the fruits of some of the plants, not in all plants. The most common example, that is the yam plant, which is also called the jamaican, where the fruits, normally they store the raphides, and when the fruits fell from the tree, at the time they are discharged, or the plant get rid of these raphide like waste products. Now, there are so many other products which are also produced there in the plant, and they are stored in the different parts like your leaves. So, when the waste products are stored in the leaves, and when the leaves are shedding periodically, that is called shedding of the leaves. So, during the shedding of the leaves, these wastes are normally discharged from the body of the plant. And some waste, they are stored in the bark of the stem of the tree. Normally, in case of barks, these wastes are stored, and due to the peeling of the bark, because there is periodic peeling, or periodically the bark is removed or peeled out of the stem of the plant. So during this peeling of the bark, normally these wastes are discharged from the body, or the plants get rid of these wastes through the bark of the plant. Now, these are the three important methods, and in addition to this, there is the discharge of the waste directly to the soil from the root. So root discharge some of the waste material directly to the soil, and the plant they get rid of this waste product either the shedding of leaves, or while peeling of bark, or while felling of trees, or sometimes they are discharged directly to the soil. So these are the solid waste. Now, some liquid wastes are also produced in case of plant, and these liquid wastes are either gums or resins, the rubber, latex, etc. So these are normally secreted from the stem or just below the bark of the stem, and these are normally discharged to the outside directly. The most common example, that is the salt tree. In case of salt tree, the resins are discharged, and after the exudation, normally they are solidified and they are discharged to the outside. So these are the important wastes which are produced by the plant, and these are the important methods which we have already discussed, by which the plants get rid of these waste materials from their body periodically. Now, excretion in animals. How the animals produce different waste products or waste materials inside their body, and what are the different organs involved for this excretion of this waste material. Now, in case of animals, the waste which are produced are normally faster in rate. The rate of production of the waste is faster in comparison to the plant. So that is why these must be removed continuously. So the wastes are produced continuously in the body, and in large amount. So that is why they are to be discharged from the body continuously. So that is why the excretion process is very much important in case of animals in comparison to the plants. So the animals, that is why they have some specific organs for the process of excretion or the removal of the metabolic waste from the body. And there are some specific excretory systems, not only organs. In case of certain organisms, there are specific cells like your phloem cells, chlorogogen cells, and there are so many other organs involved like your nephridia in case of earthworm, lungs in case of human being, the lungs and kidneys are there. So these are the specific organs, and in case of higher animals like human being, we have the specific excretory system where the pair of kidneys are involved, the ureter, the urinary bladder, so many organs. So that is why in case of animals, the excretory materials are more toxic. These are toxic in nature. So if these materials will remain inside the body for a longer period, then it may cause harm to the body. So that is why they must be removed from the body periodically. It cannot be stored inside our body. Now, what are the important waste materials which are normally produced? They are inside the body of animals. They are categorized into nitrogenous waste and non-nitrogenous waste. Why they are categorized in this way? Because the nitrogenous wastes are more toxic in comparison to the non-nitrogenous waste. So that is why the removal of this nitrogenous waste is very much important in comparison to the non-nitrogenous waste. Now, what are the important non-nitrogenous waste which are produced in the body of the animal? These are the carbon dioxide and water vapor. These are produced during respiration, during release of energy from food, and they are normally directly discharged to the outside by the process of breathing, that is the expiration. And during expiration, normally the carbon dioxide produced during the respiration are discharged to the outside. Now, there are some salts and the ions which are also produced as a metabolic waste, but they are removed to the outside in the form of sweat through the skin in case of human being and some other mammals. Now, the nitrogenous wastes are again of three different types. The first one, that is the ammonia, which is produced during the breakdown of the protein molecules, because the protein consists of the amino acids, and these amino acids consist of an amino group, NH2 group, and when the amino acid is broken down, at the time the ammonia is produced. Now this ammonia, it is a gaseous substance, and this is highly soluble in water, no doubt, but they are normally more toxic, and if remain inside the body for a longer period, then it may cause harm to our body. So that is why they must be removed from the body continuously, and normally the aquatic animals like the fishes, they produce the nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia, and they are directly diffused into the water body continuously. So that is why they are not stored inside the body and they do not cause any harm to the body. Now, next important waste, that is the urea. Urea is normally converted from ammonia, and this urea, it is liquid in nature and it is less toxic in comparison to the ammonia. Now, most of the terrestrial animals, they produce this nitrogenous waste in the form of urea. You can take the example of human being. In case of human being, this urea is produced in the liver, and from the liver, it is normally transported to the kidney, and it is filtered from the blood and removed to the outside from the body in the form of urine. But the most important demerit is that a lot of water, or a large amount of water, you can say, is lost from the body along with the urine. So that is why in case of human being, to remove 4% of urea, we have to spend around 96% of water. So that is why a lot of water which we drink daily, they are normally used for the formation of the urine, and we discharge them to the outside. So that is why this urea is normally removed from the body, no doubt, but a lot of water is normally used for this process. Now, next important thing, that is the uric acid. The uric acid, normally urea is converted into the form of uric acid, and this uric acid, it is solid in nature and it is least toxic in comparison to the ammonia and urea. And normally they are sometimes stored in the body for some time because they are less toxic. That is why if they stored in the body, then it does not cause any harm. And normally the aerial animals like the birds and certain gliding animals, reptiles, they produce this in the form of toxic, in the form of uric acid. And this uric acid, normally it is discharged to the outside along with the fecal matter or egesta, and they do not pass urine. So that is why a lot of water is conserved by the aerial animal like birds. That is why birds normally do not drink water continuously like terrestrial animals. So that is why it is very much useful for the conservation of water. So by this process the water is conserved and a lot of water is saved by the birds because they fly in the sky and they do not get sufficient water in the sky. So that is why it is an adaptation for the aerial animal to produce the solid waste like uric acid. So that is why these are the most important nitrogenous wastes which are produced by the different groups of animals, and they are discharged to the outside through their different organs and the excretory system. Now we shall take example of some common animals. Now first one, the amoeba, the simplest animal. The amoeba, which is unicellular in nature, and in case of amoeba, certain vacuoles are there. And these vacuoles are also called the water vacuole, contractile vacuole, and food vacuoles. But the contractile vacuole, this is the contractile vacuole, and this contractile vacuole normally it helps in the discharge of the waste material from the body of amoeba. These are the waste material and excess water. The excess water and the waste materials are removed from the body of the amoeba through this contractile vacuole. It is a special vacuole present inside the body of the amoeba. Now, next important example, that is the earthworm. The earthworm belongs to the phylum Annelida. Normally, they remain in the earth and it has a moist skin, and inside the moist skin, inside the body, there are some special organs that are called nephridia. And this nephridia collect the excretory waste material from the body and they discharge them to the outside. Now, there are so many other animals. They have certain other cells like your flame cells, like your chlorogogen cells, and there are so many other organs present in some other group of animals. In case of human being, we have the excretory organs like your lungs, from which the carbon dioxide and water vapor is removed, and in the kidneys, normally they filter the urea and they remove them to the outside. So we shall study in detail about the excretory system and the mechanism of excretion of the nitrogenous waste material from the body in the form of urine. So that is why we shall discuss in detail. No need to discuss here about the human being. Now, this much for the day. I hope this video will be useful for you, and if it will be really useful for you, then please like it and subscribe for further videos. Thank you.